You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the Fresh Takes
podcast.
Welcome, everybody. You're listening to another episode of the Fresh Takes podcast. I'm your host, Tim, alongside my two favorite co-hosts, Tank and Pat. Here at the Fresh Takes podcast, we like to ask the heavy-hitting questions, and that's what we're going to do right away to start out the episode. So, I want to hear from you guys. We saw about Saquon went down yesterday, and it said 3 weeks, but basically week to week. So, I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you, one, stick with Matt Breida and just wait until Saquon's healthy? Two, do you grab somebody from the free agency like Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, somebody like that? Or three, do you call up the Rams and do you see what they want for Cam Akers?
Yeah, definitely do not call.
I know week one, this coming week, none of that. They're just going to stick with Breida because there's no way you're going to get a player, have him ready by Thursday and out in Arizona. But I want to hear you guys' opinions.
Well, you definitely don't call for Cam Akers. I do not feel you will call for him. I feel you will stick with Breida, but at the same time, I feel that you will call a free agent and pick him up for a 1-year deal, and then use it for trade bait, possibly down the line.
Okay, but I want to know what you would do, not what you think the Giants would do.
I would legit have Breida this week, but while this week's like starting, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, up until who do y'all play after this coming up week?
Seattle, Sunday, Monday night, one of the two.
All right, so you have up until Seattle's game to get another running back from the free agent pool to get ready for. That's what I would do.
Bye week already?
No. We play the Niners this Thursday, and then we don't play Seattle till Monday.
The Thursday date threw me off. I was like, wait, that's a huge gap between games.
Yeah, we have the Thursday night, and then Monday night, and then Sunday night.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. What would you do, Pat?
Is it a definite timetable for him already?
They said a minimum 3 weeks.
Okay, I would just keep who you have. You're gonna have to find someone else to activate off practice squad or whatever to fill the running back hole. But Breida's started in place of hurt people before. He's had a starting role in the past. I don't think 3 games will kill you. These 3, they're they're toss-up games even with Saquon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're good opponents. I don't know.
That's why I don't mind playing Breida this Thursday. There was no way we were going to beat the Niners with or without Saquon.
Yeah, that'd be a tough task, even with him. So,
depending on what they would want for Cam Akers, I'd be okay with trading for Cam. A 4th rounder, sure. I'll trade a 4th rounder for Cam because he's still on his rookie contract. He has 2 more years on his rookie contract. So, if we don't get Saquon to re-sign at the end of the year and Saquon walks, at least we have Cam Akers there. But
I see what you're saying.
The other thing that I'm thinking is we just drafted a rookie. So hopefully Earl Grey could do something that we don't know of. But I'm also thinking, it wouldn't hurt to see maybe what Kareem Hunt's asking for. Because I think Kareem Hunt would be a good fit for our team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be a bad fit. I don't feel like you will. That's going to get what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't like Kareem Hunt at you all. I think if you all would go the route that I say go the route that I thought at the beginning, I would say Leonard Fournette.
See, I wouldn't mind Leonard, but I think Leonard's more of a power back, and that's not what we run. We run running back and receiving back, which I know Leonard, is okay with the receiving end, but I think Kareem fits more of the push for that 3rd down. If you need to throw to a running back, he's ready for you. So I would definitely take Kareem over Leonard. Kareem's also younger and faster.
Yeah.
So I would definitely take Kareem Hunt over Leonard Fournette. But, the other thing is you don't know how Kareem is, you don't know how Leonard is because they haven't been visiting camps. Nobody's looking at them. So who's to say that they're out there still actually doing stuff to get themselves ready?
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, but I mean, then you could take the cheaper versions what Devonta Freeman. I know he's still working out, hoping a team calls him.
Yeah.
I mean, what other free agent running backs are out there right now?
Is Mark Ingram still out there?
Yeah, but he said that he likes what he's doing with college football right now. But if a team is looking like they're making it to the playoffs and they need somebody, he might be willing to say, "Yeah, I'll join." So
Is Damian Harris still there?
Damian Harris is with the Bills.
Yeah,
That's right. My bad.
I'm trying to.
Hey, I know. I've heard through the grapevine that Tariq Cohen's agent has.
Oh yeah, well he signed with the Panthers practice squad.
Oh, did he? I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's with the Panthers. Technically, with them, he's just on the practice squad. But I don't see him going anywhere because they have what Chuba, Miles Sanders, and didn't they get another person?
They did. I'm not sure his name. I don't pay enough attention to that.
All right, so free agents that are still out there: Kareem Hunt, Dontrell Hilliard, Rex Burkhead,
Yeah,
Amir Abdullah, Giovanni Bernard.
Michael Hasty.
And that's looking like the big ones that are still out there. Leonard Fournette, J.D. McKissick. Yeah. It's not looking like a really real big area. This page that I'm looking at says Matt Breda's a free agent, and it was updated August 27th. Clearly, they don't know that Beretta signed back in June.
Yeah. There's a couple on the list I'm looking at. I'm like, they're definitely on a team.
Yeah. But all right then. Since we're already talked about it, let's just talk about the Giants game. Coming back down 20-0, winning 31-28 with a last-second field goal.
You sound too excited.
I'm excited that we decided to actually show up in the second half.
I mean,
at least you all showed up.
I
was gonna say, at least you all showed up. Unlike Denver, they didn't show up second half.
Jalen Hyatt looked pretty good, rookie receiver. I think he has a promising career. Daniel still not worth the 40 mil, but Daniel turned it around in the second half.
Agreed.
He remembered his legs are what the 40 million's mostly invested.
Exactly. And then the defense, other than the first half, the defense looked very good in the second half.
Yeah.
What is it? Pinnock, however you say his name. He 13 tackles, 3 tackle for losses, and I think it was 4 pressures. And he was somebody that we got off of waivers last year.
Yeah.
Where did he come from? I want to say the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yes,
me too quick.
I
thought it was
Jason Pinnock. He is from the Jets.
I was gonna say I thought it was up north, but I couldn't think of it.
He's from the Jets. So, that's a good addition to the team. I still don't know about Kayvon. This year he's been kind of quiet. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
He's on the milk cartons.
Yeah. He's been pretty
We
quiet.
need to have a milk carton moment.
And honestly, Dexter Lawrence has been pretty quiet too.
Yeah.
But I'll just
like
go
I
ahead.
said,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, at least, like I said, you all showed up, unlike Denver, and I know I out of all the games that I did get to watch yesterday, I would definitely want to talk about whenever y'all are two or down to talk about the Denver Washington game. I definitely want to speak on that game.
Well, I will just say that the only game that I saw was the Sunday night game. I was coming back from Cleveland, which, if you guys didn't see, we will post a clip right here, right now. I got a small interview with David Njoku. Let's go see that clip. All right, guys, I'm here with David Njoku, and I'm going to ask him how he thinks the Browns are going to do this season. How about the Browns this year? Yeah, I'm speechless too. Kick it back.
Wow. I'm just perplexed that you were able to track down
I
Njoku
know.
on the streets like that.
Especially on a Saturday when you'd think that they'd be getting ready for Pittsburgh.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Quick question: how was interviewing him?
Oh, he's so great. I didn't want to take up too much of his time, and I didn't want to have the camera in his face the whole time. But we talked about how he does his blonde and brown dreads and stuff. He's a really cool guy.
Really, it looked like you left him speechless.
Oh yeah, he said that he's never been asked these kind of questions, and he was just speechless.
Literally,
He was so focused in that pose, just getting ready for the game.
He said my questions were so fiery he just had to have water dumped on him. That's why he looked like there's water on him. But all right, you guys go ahead, jump into games. I will chime in where I can because I had ESPN on the entire time I was driving back. So when a touchdown or something happened, my ESPN went off. But other than that, I saw little clips in here on Instagram. But when we get to the Miami-New England game, I can chime in then.
Well, you can definitely chime in because I fell asleep during that game during first quarter. So,
oh wow,
yeah,
I saw the whole game.
I was sleepy. So, but I will say, if you don't mind me starting off, Pat, we had two games this week going to my so-called favorite overtime, which I hate. Regular season overtime games, and those were the Chargers and Titans. Titans came out on victorious on a field goal at the end, and the Seattle Lions game where, if I'm not mistaken, it was Tyler Lockett who got the touchdown for Seattle.
Yep,
getting that. But I didn't get during the 1 o'clock games. The only game that I really watched was the Cincinnati and Baltimore game. And that game, I thought, was a pretty decent game.
Good, because I chose to watch mostly the other 1 o'clock game, the Falcons and Packers, because I had a little more interest there. So we got some insight from both games.
There we go.
All I know is the Bengals did not look good in the first half again, right?
Bengals did not look good in the first half. And in fact, actually, I feel Lamar is stepping it up a little bit better.
I heard that he was in the pocket a good bit. He didn't take off a lot.
He didn't. And believe it or not, though, I felt the O-line was protecting Lamar to a good standard where he didn't have to go out on the runs unless it was a designed run play for him. Zay Flowers, man, that guy's balling.
Also, Odell went down.
I hate that you denied my trade on him.
Listen, just because I haven't started him yet doesn't mean I want to get rid of him.
I think it's time for you to give up on DeAndre Hopkins.
No, because he's still a target machine. That's the thing.
Yeah, but both games have been under 10 points, and Zay Flowers is getting over 10.
It don't matter. I can't do it yet.
All right, well then, if you're just gonna have him on your bench, get rid of him.
No, I'm trying to get rid of Diggs.
Why did you tell me that?
I told Bryce that. I was giving Bryce first dibs because I know he loves the Bills.
Bryce needs running backs. We all need running backs. Running backs this year are terrible.
Hey, now I got Zach Moss. I'm set.
I think the only person who is set with their running backs is Terry. He has McCaffrey, Bijan, James Cook, and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he's pretty sad.
I definitely need some running back help.
I need one more solid running back. And I tried trading for Kyron Williams last night because, I love Tyler who picks up these top running backs and then just benches them every week.
Yeah.
But, you told me to get Joshua Kelly and put him in there. He did bad. Tyler Algier, he got a lot of rushing attempts, but no yards.
I know. It was a rough week.
I'm just going to have to go with the receiver committee that I have.
But to get back to what you were saying, Tim, you're right. Odell did go down with the injury. He is, I think last time I checked, he was a day-to-day.
Yeah, they said it was his ankle, and there's really no more info on it.
Yeah, pretty much what you're saying. But yeah, I'm still looking into try to get more information on that. Do you think that he's just at the point where I don't want to say injury prone, but do you think he's kind of injury prone with his age?
I think he's at a point where he can't go a full season. I wouldn't say it's because of his age, but it's just because of how much he's hurt himself. That I think he's just at that point in his season.
You think after this season he'll be done?
No,
because I remember we talked about that earlier. Didn't know.
I think he'll still have like another 2 years under his belt, but he won't be a number one receiver after that. But let's jump over to you, Pat. Packers and Falcons. The only thing I saw from that game was Jordan Love's drunken whisper into the center's ear, and
hey, he was feeling the love.
Clearly,
it was a good game. Honestly, it was. I thought it would be close going in, and it ended up being the very close 25-24. Rushing wise, I mean, you talk about having a good running back. Bijan once again proved why there was so much hype about him going into the draft. 19 carries, 124 yards. He is second in the league in rushing right now behind McCaffrey. So they looked good. Both Ritter and Love Love had 3 touchdowns, but 14 completions. It's not going to win a lot of NFL games unless your rush game is great, which theirs was not. And yeah, it came down to the end. Falcons got a nice stop and kicked a game-winning field goal. Went down, and they actually went for it on 4th and inches when they could have kicked a field goal with 2 minutes left, but they wanted to get the first down to run the clock. And
yeah,
I thought that was a gutsy call, but great call.
Was it more of a defensive game or an offensive game? Because the score doesn't really show that it was an offensive game, but
yeah, it was a good game, solid all around. It was one of those that you liked watching because it wasn't a blowout like the Packers kind of looked like it was going to be, but then the defense settled down, held Love. So it was for these two teams, not usually a matchup. I'm oh yeah, Falcons and Packers, but
right.
Two NFC teams that are middle of the road where you don't know yet, but the Falcons could be something. They have a good recipe with their rush game.
I think they're definitely a team not to sleep on. I think they're going to definitely do great this season. I don't see them going very far in the playoffs, but I definitely see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I said Saints winning that division, but now I'm thinking that it's looking more Falcons.
Yeah. Pat, if you don't mind, and Tim actually, did y'all watch? Tim, you I think actually had already left to go on your honeymoon. Did y'all watch the Thursday night game?
I was at the hotel that night, which I will let you guys know. If you ever go to Cleveland, go and stay at the Comfort Inn. Not only was it 4 minutes away from the Guardians stadium. It was 8 minutes away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 9 minutes away from the Cleveland Browns stadium, 10 minutes away from the zoo, 10 minutes away from the aquarium. It was where you wanted to be. And the hotel that we stayed at had 9 football channels. They had ESPN, ESPN1, ESPN Plus, NFL Network, and ESPN News. It had Fox Sports. It had everything. And of course, I figure this all out after the game ended.
Really?
So I could have watched the game on NFL Network, but I did not know that it had that many channels.
Daggone. So my question for, I guess, really for that game is towards Pat, though. Because Avonte Maddox went down, and he has a separated pec or something like that now. I know he's having surgery on it now. And I know Mario Goodrich came in to replace him, and Minnesota was taking advantage of that. My question to you is: how long is he going to be out for with this surgery? And is it something that you all need to start looking at to go replace him, long term, short term, or what?
Definitely something to look into replace him. He did not look like he was ready. I mean, the Vikings do have a good receiving core from top to bottom. One of the top, from top to bottom receiving cores in the league. But I mean, the injury to Bradbury, I'm not sure how long he's projected out, if he's projected out another week or not. That would definitely help having him. He did not play, and that showed. Plus, Jefferson went off either way. You know, you can't stop Jefferson 2 years in a row. You can't shut him down.
I was questioning if I should have benched him for fantasy, and then I was like, "No, I watched the Patriots game, and Slay, he only did good the very first drive they were on defense. Other than that, Slay didn't really lock up anybody. So I was like, I think Jefferson's going to blow him out this time.
Yeah. But there's a couple veteran free agent corners. I've heard the name Casey Hayward a couple times to replace that nickel, because the personnel we don't have much depth at nickelback. Like, if one of our outside corners got hurt, we're a little better, more well equipped.
Last year?
Casey?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was about to say, so you would get a player that's 2 years out of the league, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know. Our whole defense is kind of in limbo. I'm not sure where the secondary went. I mean, I know we lost the coordinators, but it's almost the same personnel minus Gardner Johnson, who is wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but they haven't looked great. They've been a little banged up. The ends and the line are not getting to the opposing quarterbacks as much as last year already. Some type of spark on defense is needed. I know Dean got hurt week 1. He's out for a while, so that doesn't help. But I don't know. They need.
You guys don't got Hargrave either.
I was gonna say, with your defense going down now, do you feel that this is kind of opening the door for either? I mean, look at Washington. They're 2-0. Dallas is 2-0. Giants is 1-1. So you can't really count them out either.
No, I wouldn't put them in there.
Well, I'm going to, because of the record being 1-1 right now.
They beat the Cardinals.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, with our division, do you feel, with your defense going down, do you feel like it's going to be able to open the door for a team to kind of now overpower Eagles and knock them out of winning the NFC East?
Well, I wouldn't say their defense has like stumbled to the point where like they're like laughable, but like I'd still say a top 10 defense overall because of how deep their line is and their rotation they use. Um, I do think obviously the Cowboys defense has taken a major step and they look like an all-time defense through 2 weeks. But I'll throw the stats from the Vikings Eagles game. Rushing attempts 48, rushing yards 259, time of possession of the game 39 minutes. They can run the. I mean, the defense they have is far adequate enough to defend in that situation where they're only defending 20 minutes of a game. Like
Yeah.
they're just absolutely owning possession with how efficient their run game is, and that's great because like even Hurts the first couple 2 weeks he's getting back into a rhythm. Um, they have playmakers all over the field, and everyone wants some distribution. You saw a little squabble on the sideline from AJ Brown. Like they'll all get their shares, but right now it's some growing pains. Even though they were in the Super Bowl, it's still a new season, and they're finding their identity. But I think running the ball as much as possible, that is the way to go.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, especially since you guys got Swift, which, looking back at it, seeing Gainwell go down really makes me wish I didn't trade Swift away, but but also who's to say Swift stays in when Gainwell comes back, and it's very hard to take an Eagles running back every year in fantasy because you got Jalen Hurts who runs all the time too. So, you got 4 running backs back there with Scott, Penny, Swift, and Gainwell. Which did Penny play?
Very little, did not look good. I would say he's probably number 4 on the depth chart for sure. When Gainwell comes back, he'll probably still have more lead carries, but it'll be a more even split with him and Swift if they're both healthy. And then Scott, you'll have come in as the change of pace whenever because he's all reliable.
Yeah. So I know that we got off of the Giants and all that, but I do want to take one step back. When I was looking at corners, James Robinson's still out there, and he was with us all preseason. So maybe that's somebody we could get in for a quick couple of days, but you never know.
No,
Just trade us the 3rd rounder for Rashad Penny. And
No.
yeah, no, it'll be great. I'm
Dude,
sure
I'll take Boston Scott. So he stops hurting me.